Hello, guys. I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about this ICC, this publication that came out today from the ICC, and I also want to share, the image of a young guy who was almost burnt alive, and this was reported by Lamran Abbar of Truth Media. They were the ones who I saw the story from, and I think it's important that we share that story of that guy that was almost burnt. So I want to share that with you all. And uh, so that's the story right here. I want to talk about that because this is reminiscent. This is reminiscent of what is actually happening, and me talking about the animals have risen above us. In Sierra Leone, the state of everything is so lawless that even in the animal kingdom, there is some amount of control. There's some amount of decency and respect. But in Sierra Leone, as it is today, because I'm not even going to make this about Africa. Um, and by the way, sorry guys, let me make sure I get on my sound system right here. If my sound may have is kind of very on the low end there. But I just want to make sure that we discuss these issues in Sierra Leone. So I want to talk about this, like I said, and I'm going to talk about this special court. It's in December this year. They're going to be appointing new judges in the court. So I want to talk about that. All right. So without me wasting much time, let me at least get that going. So let me start with the story from Lamrada, Truth Media. Let's read this story together because it's very important, and I would actually go to the article. And by the way, this is their. I was on their. They have a WhatsApp channel, so you can have some of their stuff from their WhatsApp channel. For those that follow me as well, I have a WhatsApp channel, so I try to keep up. But these guys, that's what they do. So they are very. Their WhatsApp channel is very updated. So if you want to check it out, it's Truth Media WhatsApp channel. But this is the story of this gentleman right here, right? And I'm gonna make this a little bigger so we can read it together. Don't mind me, the print, that's what the print looks like. So again, this report was by Clevers in Kawa. Kenema, 9th February 2026. So this happened in Kenema. And if you guys remember, go back to my page a couple of days ago. I did a live where these guys in the southeastern part of Sierra Leone, that's predominantly where this violence permeates. This violence is ripe in that community. In the southeastern part of Sierra Leone, if you know anything about the southeast, it's where the SLPP, the ruling government of the day, that's where their people are from. So because they get away with these level of violence, there's no prosecution because, of course, they are Mendes by tribe and they belong to the SLPP party. There hasn't been any prosecution, so you wouldn't see any prosecution. So this guy, this is the story, and we're going to read it together. A shocking incident unfolded in the early hours of Saturday, February 7th, 2026, when a man was set on fire in the IDA section of Kenema City after being accused of theft. Again, I don't care what crime somebody committed. You have no right to become the judge, the jury, and the executioner. Under no circumstances. That is why we have a judiciary. But again, when you have a system that has failed, when you have a state that has failed, there's total collapse. There's no structure. That is what you get in a country. And that's what Sierra Leone is today. Total collapse of the system, no structure. Everybody's thinks because their government is in power, especially with the Southeasterners, a lot of them think because their government is in power, they're going to get away with every crime that they commit. So that is a fundamental problem that we have. And that is why these guys have been emboldened. So if you look at this, it says again, the victim, identified as Ibrahim Mohammed, is currently receiving treatment at the Kenema Government Hospital. Speaking from his hospital bed, Mohammed recounted that he was confronted by two men around 6 a.m. whilst on his way to work. The men accused him of being an armed robber responsible for thefts at their workplace. So this was a man who was going to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and two men just approached him and said, "Hey, you are an armed robber." So they took the law into their own hands, and let's see what they did to him, right? And they said, according to Mohammed, the assailants purchased 2 liters of fuel, tied him down at the field, and set him ablaze. My strength was gone. Thereafter, I was on fire. Only God could help me through a bike rider who saved me from dying, he told journalists. Mohammed clarified that he works informally in the sale of scrap iron and denied the allegations of theft. The matter has since been reported to the Eastern Police, who are investigating the attack. Again, so this is a publication from Truth Media. This is their platform, Truth Media. They have a publication. You can find them. I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find them there, Truth Media. And this is their WhatsApp channel. This is what their WhatsApp channel looks like. Let me put it on the screen here that is favorable for stuff like that. But this is Truth Media's WhatsApp channel. So if you want to find them, you can find them on WhatsApp. This is their channel, and they post, stuff, about, daily news and daily happenings in Sierra Leone. So that is the situation that we have in the country. And these are the things, when I talk about it, you have these idiots, these tribalists, these bigots that are political party affiliated, would come and tell you that, we know the angle you're coming from, instead of them focusing on what is actually happening and how bad it reflects on the image and reputation of Sierra Leone. They would not focus on that. They want to tell you about, you speak in tribalism. When these activities are predominantly happening in the southeastern part of Sierra Leone. And this is what I want to point out to you guys. So again, all of us as Sierra Leoneans, we have a responsibility to call these guys out. Okay? I think if we do that, it's going to help to salvage the reputation of our country. Because whenever you see images like these, it tells you that the society has a lot of work to do. And that is not what we're looking for. Right? That is not what we want. This is not the type of news we want to see. We want to see positive things. But there's nothing positive to talk about, because everywhere across Sierra Leone, when you look at the news, everything that is happening is dastardly. It is either people are dying from the epidemic of drugs, kush, or we have the drug dealers in Sierra Leone, the thievery, corruption, the flying of the president constantly, the poverty levels that have increased, the rise in prostitution. Nothing good to talk about. Nothing good to talk about. Nothing good to talk about. The people of Sierra Leone are enduring, I don't know how they continue to endure this level of pain and suffering and anguish, because everybody has just given up. The political class, the opposition, they're just as useless. They're good for nothing. So nothing is happening. Marabio is getting his way, does what he wants to do, travel as much as he wants. This is the society we find ourselves in. So when you see images like this, where this guy was going to work at 6 o'clock in the morning and two guys just attacked him and told him that he's responsible for the thefts in their community, and tie him up and, burn him alive, if not for a passing Okada rider, that's what it is. Society has failed. The society has crumbled. It's a failed state. Everybody is loose. Everybody can do. It's survival of the fittest. If you allow yourself to be eaten up by the system, it's on you. You have to protect yourself. At this point, you have to defend yourself, because that is what it is. There's no law and order. You'll see the police come up with videos telling you about cases they have at CID, but these realities is what is happening every day, because the system has collapsed. Because these guys know we are from the southeast. Nothing is going to happen. Nobody's going to prosecute us. But you see them having these cases from the north and northwestern part of the country. They are prosecuting our brothers from the north. This is how genocides begin in a nation. But if people like myself don't talk about it, nobody would really see it. And I'm only doing this not because I care about the opposition idiots that call themselves members of parliament or political party executives. It is just because of the innocent Sierra Leoneans that are suffering as a result of this decrepit society that we have, the innocent citizens that deserve a fair share, to a properly organized and well-oiled, running machine for a country. But we don't have that in Sierra Leone. Everybody's just out for themselves. Everybody's, the strongest survive, the weakest suffer. That's what is happening. So I wanted to point that out to you guys, so you guys would see and know about the story and call these guys out in the southeast. The violence in the southeast is too much. This is what we see. Imagine what we don't see. Imagine what is not captured on camera. The amount of abuse that has been going on in the southeast. I've shown you guys videos of a young lady called Sata Lamin, who was brutally gang raped by about 7 men in Kailahun, in a small town called Nyandehun. Because why? Because she supported the opposition APC party. And Sata Lamin was raped by those guys. Until this day, nobody has been prosecuted. And I'm talking about since 2018, right? She was raped. She's alive. They not only raped her, they took their hands and put it in a private part, you know, and pull out a womb and tied a rope around their neck. This is in Sierra Leone, I'm telling you. Kailahun, Nyandehun village. Till this day, nobody has been prosecuted.